Never lost a handle. Like, when you talk about guys like skill-wise, he was one of the baddest guys like ever. He was like, yeah, I'm listening to everybody. He's like, why are you doing that? And he was like, to see somebody talking about it. He said, nobody talking about it. So I just want to make sure I know what's going on or whatever. But John Side told a story that I was talking shit about Kobe. I'm like, Kobe, my man. I would know. He said, no, I didn't say that. It got cut and the snip. How he did. I said,
James Harden is known for three things: the beard, drawing cheap fouls, and trade requests. That's the James Harden triple-double.
What if I told you the only coach to ever work with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James just shook up the entire NBA with one explosive claim? And what if I told you that same coach is now pointing the finger at James Harden for derailing what could have been a championship run for the Clippers? This story is dominating headlines right now. While the sports world keeps arguing about whether LeBron or Jordan deserves the GOAT crown, Ty Lue, the man who's actually been courtside with all three legends, just dropped a take that changes everything. According to Lue, the conversation isn't even close. In his words, it should be Kobe, then LeBron, and then you can pick the rest. There's no comparison. They are just on different levels, with different mindsets.
Was he better than the guys back in the day? Oh, no question at all. Like, no question. I mean, to win 5 championships, like I said, to win 2, you know what I'm saying, without Shaq, we thought would never happen. And to do all the things he did, like, come on, man, like, no.
But here's where it takes an even sharper turn. The very same coach who just crowned Kobe above the rest is now placing blame squarely on James Harden. According to him, Harden didn't just struggle. He derailed the Clippers' entire season. And when you look at the fallout, the evidence backing that claim is hard to ignore.
You know what I mean?
Because a lot of times people shy away from it.
Oh, they don't want it. Yeah, they don't want it. You know, and I've seen that. And so at 17, 18 years old, to have the mentality to take those shots and shoot the air balls, like, the thing about Kobe, which is different, you know, is I've never heard him talk about money. Like how much money he made or how much money. It was always about he wanted to be the greatest. Like, I want to be the best.
Let's begin with the Kobe bombshell that has Lakers fans celebrating and Jordan loyalists absolutely fuming. Ty Lue isn't just another voice with an opinion. This is a man who's lived it. He won 2 titles alongside Kobe in Los Angeles, saw Jordan's relentless drive up close in Washington, and coached LeBron through the Cavaliers' historic 2016 comeback. Few people on earth have that resume, and here's what Lue said that turned the basketball world upside down. He praised Kobe's unmatched preparation, his ruthless mentality, and the insane level of work he poured in to stay at the top. But then, he went further, way further. Lue flat out questioned why Jordan is even brought up in the same conversation, saying, "I don't know why Jordan's name is mentioned sometimes. There's no need to even talk about that." Yes, you heard that right. A man who played with Jordan just implied that Kobe's discipline and dedication weren't just equal, but possibly superior. And this isn't coming from a fan blinded by Lakers nostalgia. This is the perspective of someone who's stood beside all 3 icons during their most pressurized, defining moments. So when Ty Lue ranks Kobe above LeBron and even MJ, it's not just opinion. It's insight grounded in first-hand experience.
Kobe Bryant and LeBron James are playing one-on-one. Who's gonna win?
Wow, that's tough. That's tough. I had to pick somebody. I had to pick Kobe. His one-on-one skills are just like, he's probably the best one-on-one player in the game.
Now let's clear something up. Ty Lue has nothing but deep respect for LeBron James. In fact, he calls LeBron a pioneer who changed the game. And when you hear the story Lue shares about coaching him, you'll see exactly why their bond is so unique. Lue takes us back to the 2016 NBA Finals, one of the most iconic comebacks in sports history. At halftime of a crucial game, the team was preparing to break down film, but Lue had other plans. He looked LeBron in the eye and said, "Forget the stats. You need to be better. Guard Draymond. Attack. Stop turning the ball over. If you want to win, it's on you." Then, in dramatic fashion, he stormed out of the room, slamming the door behind him. That bold move lit a fire under LeBron, setting the stage for one of the greatest performances in finals history, and ultimately a championship that will never be forgotten.
I said, "Bron, you gotta be better, bro." He's like, what you mean? I got this. I said, "I don't care about no stats. You gotta be." He said, "What you want me to do, T. Lue?" "Guard Draymond, be aggressive, shoot the ball, stop turning the ball over. Anything else?" He's like, "Man," I said, "Man, we need you to be better if you want to win. It's on you."
And what happened next? LeBron responded like only a legend could. He came out of that locker room on fire, completely taking over the game and carrying his team to victory. Ty Lue knew exactly how to push his buttons, and LeBron delivered in historic fashion. But here's the twist. Even with that bond, even after praising LeBron as a pioneer who reshaped the game, Lue still puts Kobe at the very top of his list. To him, the Black Mamba's mindset and influence stand above the rest. And that speaks volumes about just how deeply Lue values Kobe's impact on basketball.
I was a great one-on-one player. Man, I don't know why I can't beat this dude. A year or two went by and Kobe became Kobe. He's like, oh, I see why you.
Now we've got to address the elephant in the room. The player Ty Lue believes tore apart everything the Clippers were trying to build, James Harden. And the numbers back it up in the ugliest way possible on paper. This team was designed to win it all. Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, is a proven finals MVP. Paul George brings elite two-way dominance. Russell Westbrook accepted a selfless role off the bench to give the squad depth. All the Clippers needed was that final spark to push them over the top. Enter James Harden, the supposed missing piece. But instead of lifting the team, Harden turned into the very thing that dragged them down. Rather than fueling a championship run, his presence became the poison that derailed the Clippers' title hopes.
What about navigating the personal, emotional side of the game and everything that's happened in the last couple hours?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Ty Lue himself admitted something that stunned the basketball world. Coaching the Clippers after the Harden trade became the toughest challenge of his career. Think about that for a second. This is the same man who guided LeBron through multiple finals runs, who managed the pressure and egos of Cleveland's championship season. And yet, he says dealing with James Harden was harder than all of that.
Harden was so good in this series tonight. What do you talk tonight about?
Being human. He's allowed to have a bad game. We did shoot the ball well. They tried to get up the pressure a little bit, which we didn't handle that like we had in the first 4 games. And so he just, he played bad. It's possible. So he didn't play well. So I got to do a better job getting in better situations and then be ready for game 6, which I know he'll be better.
The evidence speaks for itself. Right after the Harden trade, the Clippers stumbled into a 6-game losing streak. Instead of looking like a championship contender, they looked like a mismatched group of role players with no chemistry. Harden, meanwhile, wasn't even playing his usual style. He was taking just 6 or 7 shots a night, throwing off the rhythm that had made the Clippers dangerous in the first place. And when Ty Lue tried to fix it, things only got messier. He shifted Russell Westbrook to the bench, giving Harden more control of the offense. But the adjustment backfired. The team's entire system started revolving around Harden's playmaking, and the moment he struggled, the whole operation crumbled.
Oh, damn.
That's ridiculous right there.
So you mean to tell me the whole game they just showed his stats? He only had 7 points.
7 points.
That's ridiculous.
2 for 8 from the field.
That's ridiculous.
They shouldn't have let them boys come back and win this series, man.
Boy.
Now I'm questioning Ty Lue.
Yeah.
He was up 3-1, right? No, they was up 2. He was the 2-2.
Now let's shift to Paul George, because he embodied exactly what the Clippers were supposed to be. George wasn't just filling the box score, he was the backbone of their defense. His presence anchored the system, giving everyone else the freedom to play their roles with confidence. George understood sacrifice. If the team needed him to lock down the opponent's top scorer, he stepped up. If they needed him to stretch the floor and create space, he did it. And when it came time for clutch buckets, he was there. But here's the heartbreaking part. His efforts were wasted. While George was giving up personal numbers to keep the team afloat, Harden was demanding the offense revolve around him. That clash destroyed the balance. The very foundation George helped build was undercut by Harden's inability to buy into a team-first system.
I haven't thought about the offseason. To be honest, I thought about OKC. That's what I was thinking. But it didn't work out that way. And so, I don't know. It's frustrating losing. But I'm not frustrated with the guys in the locker room, if that makes sense. Just a loss alone just, makes me mad. But I'm very, like I said, very happy for what those guys brought all year long. And, next year we'll see.
Russell Westbrook's story is the perfect example of what real sacrifice looks like at the championship level. Imagine this. a former MVP, a 9-time All-Star, and one of the few players in history to average a triple-double over multiple seasons, willingly choosing to come off the bench for the first time in his playoff career. He didn't fight it. He didn't complain. Instead, Westbrook accepted a smaller role because he believed it gave his team the best chance to win. The result? A career-low 11.2 points per game, but stronger defense, sharper focus, and a mental approach that lifted the Clippers when they needed him most. He brought energy off the bench. He provided steady veteran leadership. He made tough, unglamorous plays without worrying about headlines. That's what being a true teammate looks like. Now compare that with James Harden. While Westbrook put ego aside, Harden wanted the entire system tailored around his style. While Westbrook absorbed criticism and evolved, Harden deflected blame and pointed fingers. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One man sacrificed for the team, the other demanded the team sacrifice for him. Westbrook even addressed rumors of tension, saying he embraced new responsibilities and sacrifices because it could make the team stronger. That's the mindset champions share. It's what Kobe stood for. It's what LeBron continues to do. And it's exactly what Harden resisted.
James Harden's a Clipper now. So what's your view of LA as a rival in the Western Conference?
When you put those names on paper, they'll be as good as any names you can put together. You're talking 4 first ballot Hall of Famers, 2 MVPs, 1 Finals MVP, a perennial All-Star. You can't put much else better on paper. They're also getting older, just like us. I think all of those guys are probably in year 14 or 15 or above. Kawhi's Clay year, so it's 13. And so health will be important as well. And even around those guys, they still got Zubac, they still got Norman Powell, still got Bones Highland.
PJ Tucker in on that deal too with Harden.
And then they also have an incredible coach in Ty Lue. So they'll be a team, a force to be reckoned with. You hope to get to the end and see everybody healthy and may the best man win. But they'll be a tough team.
Here's the most painful truth about the Clippers' downfall. They had a real championship window. Until James Harden walked through the door. Before Harden's arrival, everything was clicking. Kawhi Leonard was finally healthy and playing at a superstar level. Paul George was locking in on both ends as one of the league's best two-way players. Russell Westbrook had fully bought into a bench role that gave the team spark and leadership. And the supporting cast, they knew their jobs and executed them. The Clippers were balanced, disciplined, and dangerous, but the moment Harden entered the picture, that balance collapsed. Suddenly, the offense had to revolve around his playmaking. Suddenly, teammates who thrived on ball movement were left watching him dribble. The crisp defense and fluid offense that defined their success gave way to Harden's isolation-heavy, defense-optional style. The numbers back it up. Harden still produced on paper 21.7 points and 8.4 assists per game, but the team itself regressed. Three-point accuracy slipped to 34%. Their assist rate fell below league average. And worst of all, the Clippers completely lost the defensive identity that once made them contenders. What they gained in Harden's stats, they lost in chemistry, rhythm, and toughness. And in a championship chase, that's the ultimate trade-off.